Today, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into how much money you can actually make as a field inspector. And I don't think that I've ever just broken it down in full detail, so I'm going to do that today. And this is for the new inspectors that are coming in. Those of you who are already inspecting, you already know how this works. But a lot of people who are new don't have any idea what to expect if they were to decide to go ahead and become a field inspector. So I'm going to break those down, and there are different categories, well, shall I say different levels to being an inspector. Okay, so the first one, of course, is the apps. You can get an app from online. You download the app once you find you this little company or whatever, and you just go on and do simple drive ups where you're riding up to homes or whatever, and you're taking pictures on the outside. I've seen some where they're taking pictures of street signs and all of that stuff. Okay, if you're working for those types of apps, there's only a certain amount of money that you can expect to make as a field inspector because it don't pay that much. Okay, but now the next level is, of course, contractor work. Contracting is when you look for companies, they accept you, sign you up. You get all your DocuSign papers and all of that good stuff in the email. And then as soon as you get those papers and get everything situated, they start giving you work. Now you are contracted through them to provide them a service. So you're still working independent, you're just contracted. So now when you start doing those contractor work, there are some that are different levels and different categories as far as being a contractor inspector. So I'm going to break those down for you. Now you have some companies that will actually still send you out for drive-ups. So it's not just apps. The companies will send you out to do drive-ups as well, where you're just taking the outside images of homes, or you're taking the outside images of buildings, or wherever they're sending you to, construction sites that aren't finished, stuff like that. Most of the time, those outside inspections probably won't run you any more, but up to, and I'm going to say up to, because I don't want nobody to beat me up in the comment section and tell me, no, they don't pay that, they pay this amount. Okay, different prices for different companies. But from my experience, the drive ups probably won't run you no more or up to $20 per stop. But if that is all you're doing outside of anything else in life, and that is it, and you're not doing any sort of 9 to 5 job or anything, you can still live off of that if you do the math on it. So I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean. If you work a 9 to 5 job, and let's say for instance right now you're making $20 an hour. If you sign up for a contract company and the only thing they're giving you is drive ups for homes, if they're paying you $20 per stop and they give you enough in your area to work within a day, you already know that you only have to do 5 to make $100. And that is it. So if you do 10, you made $200 in that day. And of course, I did not leave out the fact that you're going to have to go home and do the paperwork. But if you are familiar with inspections, because I'm pretty sure it's more than just newcomers that are in here listening to this. If you're familiar with it, you already know that the drive-ups, the paperwork is not all that. It's not a big deal. You can knock out about 4 or 5 of them within probably about 45-minute period, unless you're playing games or watching TV. If you sit down and focus on it, you can actually get that paperwork in. So it's really not a big issue. All right, so now the next kind that they have for contractor work as well is letter delivery. Now the letter deliveries, they don't pay as much either, but those companies tell you that they are letter delivery companies. So it's not like you'll be signing up for something that you don't know what you're getting into. You know what they do, unless you don't read what they offer to the customers, which are the insureds. If you read before you sign up, you'll know that they are just simply letter delivery. Letter delivery is when you just print out letters at your house, put it in envelopes, get in your car and drive to these different locations, drop them off at the door. If you knock and don't nobody answer because they want you to knock, if someone answers, you got to give it to them. Okay, what's in the letter? Most of the time, from my experience, the letters are people who are delinquent on their bills. for whatever it may be. The letter may be pertaining to the house, it may be pertaining to the car, a motorcycle, whatever it is. It could be a boat, I don't know. But at the same time, these people are delinquent on their bill, and you are just delivering letters. And I like to call it as being a bill collector. That's what I called it, okay? But the whole point of it is that you are not being paid as much as you would if you were to go to the next level of contractor work. The next level of contractor work, of course, is interior inspections. So all of these different levels will determine how much money you can make as a field inspector. At least one of the ways that you could determine how much you're making as a field inspector. But this is the only thing that we're going to cover today in this video. So the next one, of course, like I said, is interior inspections of homes. Before you go, you have to actually call them, set up appointments so that you can go there and someone's there to meet you at this home. You get there, you go inside, and you take any type of images that is required based off of the type of interior inspection that you're doing. And there are several different kinds of interior inspections. And that's another video too. But that raises your price. So now you could be possibly looking anywhere from $25, depending on what it is, to up to sometimes $60 to go in a house. And don't nobody try to dispute me on this, because I do know this, okay? And once you get used to doing that, let's say for instance, if you're only going inside and they're only paying you $40 for the house, and you're doing, let's say a HEP, okay, which is a heating, electric, plumbing, okay. Let's say you're going in there to do one of those inspections. It's not going to take you but a minute to do those pictures. And then on the outside of the house as well. You should still be gone within 10 minutes as long as you don't get distracted and you stick to what you're doing. So once you leave that house, if you have plenty of files, you can go right on to the next. Most of the time, the companies will ask you, what areas are you willing to work? So all you have to do is make sure that you only give them the areas of the zip codes or whatever, especially if you're in a large city. Make sure you only give them the zip codes of the areas where you know you want to go to. And then that way, you know you won't be traveling out too far. Now, of course, you're going to run across some that's going to take you clean over here, or one that may take you clean over there. But if you schedule it right and put these people in slots and offer the days that you only want to offer them so that you can keep yourself on track, inside of that one day, you know you're just going around in little circles, 0.85, 0.5, you know what I'm saying? 0.3, maybe 1 mile this way. You can knock out plenty in one day. And we're not talking about $35, $40 an hour. We're talking about $35, $40 per stop. So if you do 4 in an hour, come on guys, do the math. You know exactly how much you're looking to make as a field inspector, as long as your workload is continuing to come through. Because I've talked to people on my channel. Shout out to all of you guys. You know I love all of you, and thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. But I've talked to a few of you guys, and I know for a fact a lot of you get plenty of work. A lot of you get so much work until you be downplaying work. You don't want to do the work. It's just too much, and you don't even get to get any free time yourself. You're working harder than a 9 to 5. Now imagine if you had that much work coming in, if you decided to be a field inspector. That is a lot of money per day, per week, per month. All right. So now the next step up, after you do the interior inspections of homes, we're going to talk about selecting high value homes. If you're going to high value homes, that just means, and I'm skipping over the mid value because those prices can range anywhere between the regular homes and the high value homes. And depending on what they want you to do, sometimes their price be like dead on the nail for either or. So if you're doing a high value home inspection, which is a big, huge house, with all of the bells and whistles, the swirly staircases, the ones around here, elevators inside of the homes, all of that stuff, inside pool, outside pool, all of that. Birch doors everywhere, all of that type of stuff. Columns all in the house, all of that. The kitchen, you got Thermador, you got Wolf appliances, the high grade appliances in the house. These are high value homes. They are in very nice, prestigious neighborhoods most of the time. Sometimes, if not all the time, they're in gated communities and behind their own private fences. Those homes, those prices go up, and you can do 100 plus per stop on a high value home. Now, when I first started doing high value homes, I'm going to tell you, the first time I went to one, I was nervous as hell. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, am I going to even be able to do this correctly? And how long is it going to take me? Because the company was expecting 3 hours, because that's what they had on the paperwork, 3 hours to complete the inspection. It felt like I was there for 3 hours. But when I left that house, I realized I was only there barely nicking probably an hour and 50 minutes or so. So then once I decided that I was going to make sure that I learned how to do this my own way, come up with my own strategies to get these inspections done, I was able to start knocking out all those high value homes in 20 minutes. So you can definitely get all of that done. So imagine if you do 3, that's 300 plus in an hour you just made on a high value home. So all of this plays a role in how much money you can actually make as a field inspector. And notice I did not say how much you can make the entire month, because all of that varies, and it's not just about which type of inspections you're doing, but it also varies based off other avenues of this too that I'm not going to discuss today. But it takes more than just having the actual homes. You have to put in the work. So after you've went past the high value homes, the next level, of course, is just simply commercial inspections. And I had somebody ask me, so I'm going to make sure I clarify this today, exactly what a commercial inspection is. A commercial property is a property where no one lives, or where several people are living, and it's not one individual household, like apartment buildings, like beauty parlors and barbershops and restaurants, sit in, dine in, or fast foods, like banks, stores, Petcos, all of those. Anything that is a commercial property, libraries, courthouses, churches, anything, those are considered commercial properties. And when you skip over into the commercial property role, now your pay goes higher. So you definitely can make enough money off of commercial properties to actually make a living, instead of actually having to run back and forth to a 9-to-5 job. And get me, when I tell you this, I am not telling anybody to cut loose your 9-to-5 job and jump in head first on unfamiliar turf, because you don't know what you're getting into. You don't realize the ups and downs of this. You don't realize when I say you got to put in the work, exactly what that means. So don't jump in head first and quit your job. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have a job already and you're in need of one, and something like this comes first, then yeah, I would say, go for what you know. But like I was saying, there's plenty proof that you can make money as a field inspector if you're doing commercial work. So now we've broken all of that down. Now, after the commercial work, this is where the work comes in, where certification is actually required. Things that you have to have certification for to inspect. And we're talking like roofs, fire prevention, electrical, all of that. Working on construction sites, things of that nature. These types of inspections will require you to have some sort of certification. But they pay way more than all the rest. So there are, as I said before, several different ways that you can make money as a field inspector. Now, as far as how much, it's just like what I just broke down to you. It depends on which ones you are doing. So if you're doing apps, you can expect a certain amount. If you're doing contracts, you can expect a certain amount based off what level of contractor work you are doing. And then, of course, all of the extra certifications that people actually do. Now, if any of you are in any need of any sort of help, you already know you can go over to dmichelle.com, and right over there, I have my mentorships over there, and I can help you and get you started. I'll follow you depending on which level you are. I can go through your paperwork with you. I teach you everything there is you need to know so that by the time the mentorship is over, you're ready to do this all by yourself. But it all depends on whether you want it or not. Hey, you do. I'm here. If you don't, that's fine too. Just throwing it out there that I am here to help you guys out. Now, I do want to mention that I have created some designs for some t-shirts that you can wear because it is now summer and you still want to be professional, but you don't want to be hot. So I created t-shirts with all of the different types of logos that I come up with on them, and some of them have hats that are designed the same way. And you can go over to dmichelle.com as well and check those out too if any of you are interested in that too. So with that being said, I hope that I was able to help some of you guys out, the newcomers, on how this works as far as how much money you can make. So now if you take contracts and you do several contracts all at once, not 7, 8 like how I was doing. I was running myself into the ground. If you take at least 3 or 4 contracts that are giving you decent amount of work each, but not enough to just have you the way you don't have no time off, you know what I'm saying? You still being able to enjoy life and be able to consider yourself as working freely, you can make very decent amount of money as a field inspector. So, I hope that helped you guys. And if anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, you already know, drop it in the comment section. I'm here for you. Don't drop nothing crazy, because if you drop something crazy, you already know. Just be like a drive-by. Okay. In the meantime, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on all your notification bells, because I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey guys, real quick, let's talk about Chime. I've personally been using Chime for over 4 years to manage my business and personal expenses, and it's honestly been a game changer. With Chime, you get more than just a checking account. They've got a credit builder card that I still use today for automatic payments like Netflix and Hulu. It helps to build credit without the risk of debt. You also get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, access to over 60,000 fee-free ATMs, and SpotMe, which lets you overdraft up to $200 with no fees. On top of that, Chime now has MyPay, which lets you access up to $500 before payday with no interest or mandatory fees. Now this is a huge help when cash flow gets tight. And let's not forget their high yield savings account, so your money grows while you're saving. Between the checking, credit builder, yield savings, and MyPay, Chime gives you all the tools you need to stay ahead. So if you're ready to take control of your money, head over to chime.com and open up your account today. Use the link in the description to get your first $100 at sign up.